Which military tradition do you think does more harm than good? For me, it's the unwritten code. You never, ever rat on your brothers, no matter what. That brotherhood above everything mentality almost got 6 people killed, and I was the one who had to break it. I was a specialist at Fort Bragg, 82nd Airborne. My team leader, Staff Sergeant Garrett Holloway, was the kind of NCO everyone wanted to serve under. 15 years in, 3 combat deployments, knew his job inside and out. He pulled me aside during my first week and said, "Kid, in this unit, we take care of our own. We don't air dirty laundry. We handle problems internally." I'd nodded, thinking it meant we'd help each other out, cover for minor mistakes, that kind of thing. Standard military loyalty. Then I started noticing Holloway's hands shaking during morning formation, the way he'd disappear for 20 minutes between tasks, how his eyes looked glassy during afternoon briefings. At first, I figured it was just stress. Deployment prep was brutal, 18-hour days, constant pressure. But one night, I walked into the equipment cage looking for a forgotten radio battery, found Holloway sitting on an ammo crate, a pill bottle in his hand. Not prescription. I could see the street dealer markings on the label. Oxycodone. He was high as a kite, barely able to focus his eyes. "Spencer," he slurred, trying to stand up straight. The chemical smell of whatever he'd been taking mixed with the gun oil and canvas in that cage. "This doesn't leave here. You understand me." I felt my stomach drop. This wasn't covering for someone who showed up late to formation. This was serious. "Sergeant, you need help. Let me get you to medical." I said we handle this internally. His voice went hard. "I've got 90 guys depending on me. I jump next week. You gonna destroy my career over some painkillers? After everything I've done for this unit?" I should have reported it right then, but the code was drilled into my head. You don't betray your brothers. Holloway had mentored me, taught me everything, had my back a dozen times, and everyone knew what happened to snitches. You got frozen out, transferred to the worst details, your career was over. So I kept my mouth shut. 3 days later, we're doing a training jump. Full combat load, night operations, the works. I'm in the aircraft, can hear the engines roaring, smell the jet fuel and fear sweat. Holloway's jump master for our stick. He's responsible for making sure 12 paratroopers exit safely. I watch him check the static lines. His hands are shaking worse than before. He's sweating in a 60-degree aircraft. When he gives the first jumper the tap to go, his timing is off by a full second. Not much, but enough. Then I see him reach into his pocket, pop something into his mouth, and I absolutely know, he's about to send soldiers out of this aircraft while he's impaired. The red light comes on. 60 seconds to green. Holloway staggers, catches himself on the doorframe. Private Dalton is first in line, completely unaware that his jump master is barely conscious. My brain is screaming at me. The code says, "Protect your brothers." But which brothers? Holloway, who's destroying himself, or Dalton, who's about to jump into darkness with a compromised jump master? I make my choice. I hit the emergency call button. "Jump master is incapacitated. Abort jump sequence." The pilot pulls up. The green light never comes on, and Holloway collapses right there on the aircraft floor, overdosing in front of everyone. The aftermath was brutal. Soldiers who'd served with Holloway for years wouldn't look at me, called me a traitor, said I destroyed a good man's career over nothing. My platoon sergeant told me I'd violated the most sacred rule. We protect our own. But here's what they found during the investigation. Holloway had been stealing prescription meds from injured soldiers' medical supplies for 8 months. He'd been impaired during 3 previous jumps, and the night before, he'd given the wrong drop zone coordinates to another jump master. If they'd jumped, 12 paratroopers would have landed in a civilian neighborhood instead of the drop zone. Pure luck prevented a catastrophe. Holloway got a medical discharge and treatment. Last I heard, he's 3 years sober, working as a substance abuse counselor at a VA hospital. He called me last year, said breaking the code was the only thing that saved his life, said he would have killed someone eventually, maybe himself. I still got transferred, still got labeled a snitch, but every one of those 12 jumpers made it home safely to their families, and that's the tradition I choose to honor. Protecting soldiers, even when it means breaking the brotherhood code. Some traditions need to die so people can live.